welcome to Born to be World, based on the campaign setting The Explorer's Guide to World 1, written by Matthew Mercer for Critical Role's Campaign 2. My name is DarkInsanities. I am a tiefling sorcerer. I exist here and on the internet at Twitter at DarkInsanities. Hi, Frici.
Hi. Want you to introduce your character as well?
What? Didn't I say tiefling sorcerer?
Oh.
I thought I did.
You did, yes. But you usually also say your character's name.
Oh.
This time you didn't.
My character's name is Pelaios. That's the thing I should probably have mentioned. It's probably
useful, you know?
It's probably fine. Just assume that when I'm talking, it's my character, unless it's me. What could possibly be confusing?
Right.
This is great. We're off to a great start. Hi, Frici.
Indeed we are. In other news, hi, I am Frici. In this campaign, I play an elven druid called Belanor, who is a traveler and constantly, and entirely wrongly, accused by his peers of being a pyromaniac. I exist on Twitch as Frici and on Twitter as Frici_TV.
Wrongly. Sure. Yeah, totally. Who's next on my list? Hi, Dave.
Yo. Sorry, I just got out of bed. I've played Vakhuil, who is tiny, but not as tiny as some people in the party might think. I am a paladin who spec'd his points completely wrong. And I also exist on Twitter at itsColossus.
It's fine. You don't roll as badly as Will Wheaton does. Yet. We're working on it. Hi, Vixie.
Hi, I'm Vixie. I play Lisana, a human ranger. I exist here as VixieRose and on Twitter at rsVixieRose.
I love how everyone knew you weren't going to do your own command, and so Rocky and Frici just both went, well, we're doing it for her, then.
I don't do the self-promote thing.
Yeah,
I believe it was stated last week.
It was.
Last time.
It
last
was.
Episode, yeah.
Also, according to my thing, Frici, you just got beaten to running that command. According to your I'm seeing chatted.
Here I see the other thing. I see both on Twitch and Chatter. I see myself having
It's a race. Anyway, speaking of Rocky, hi Rocky.
Hello. I am at the guidance of this this whole little mess that we have here, this rag-a-tag group of ragamuffins, as well as all the help and dangers of this world in its entirety. And with the release of new content over at D&D Beyond with Icewind Dale, Ram of the Frost Maiden, there might be some new little bits and bobs I can toss in.
I mean, based on how we've all introduced ourselves today, Vixie, we're going to need guidance counselors. Like, this is going to be a strange day, I can already tell. Nobody's going to tell me I'm wrong. So, last episode from like 2 weeks ago now is up on YouTube from well back, like a week and a half ago now. This episode will be up on Friday, unless I'm completely brain dead and forget to edit it, but I probably won't. If you do expansion campaign, you'll get a playlist link. Go press all the buttons and stuff and things underneath it. Let's say favourite, subscribe, whatever. I don't know. I never press any of those buttons on YouTube. Anyway, the overlay you see on the Twitch stream is from D&D Beyond. Our sort of core character sheets from D&D Beyond, and the sheet commands in any of the character names as have been conveniently provided by Vixie and Rocky. Sorry, Frici, you don't get credit for that one. I saw Rocky go first, so Rocky gets the credit. Are all on D&D Beyond. For the actual stream view stuff, and anyone who's watching us on YouTube later, everything there you see is on Roll20. All of the views on there, the maps, the rolling, the stuff. When we're actually in game, there'll be no alerts making noise on screen or anything like that, and we all, for the most part, completely ignore chats. As far as voice responses go, we will type in chat sometimes if we feel like it. And then our rules: DM is always right. Number 1. Number 2, players can try to change the DM's mind. DM is still always right. Number 3, viewers are not players and don't get to argue. Rocky, hi.
Did Rocky forget about push to talk again?
I think
Yeah,
Rocky
Yeah.
pushed it
that
off.
too.
Single time.
I'm gonna have to make a command in chat just called PTT, aren't I?
Oh no, it's there. It's just I happen to be pressing the entirely wrong button for it.
Even when he remembers to press it.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm getting better, but you know. So yes, last we left off was quite the little spooky occurrence. And for the most part, well, we had some close encounters of the undead kind. Though eventually we made our way through from Talonstad, through the Ashkeeper Peaks, through some tunnels of old that have gotten you all the way down into the Broken Vale Marsh in Xhorhas, where somewhere in this particular location there had been a crash some time ago and an artifact lost that is of interest to one who follows Bahamut. But you'll probably have to find it first, which means swampy, marshy move time. So who's going to take point here to try to get through this particularly curious terrain?
What is the terrain? Are we in a it looks like from a map that we're in a forest or something.
He says
Marsh.
swamp.
Oh yeah, sorry. Is it? Yeah, okay. I said this was going to be an interesting stream. I will not take point.
Noted.
Would I
If no one else does, I will.
know from history of somehow where in the marsh this thing might be, more or less?
Given the little bit of a scrawling map that you were given, it would likely be somewhere, at least if you're tracing a line, you would guess between the mountains, somewhere around, if we scroll ourselves up, probably maybe roughly around, if I choose the right tool, roughly
Somewhere there. Okay. That helps. It gives us an idea of which way to walk.
Between
go
Ashgard
up.
and Erzin, is that right?
Between
Sort
somewhere
of.
above Ashgard, yeah, but just between Ashgard and Rockgard, between the funny mountains up there. Probably just above that H, if you were thinking on the map there.
So we don't actually have this map, right? We have no idea what's here ourselves.
You have like a basic scrawling of the Ashkeeper Mountains in relation to some of the garrisons and the little chunk between Dunrock and Ashkeeper, but you don't have anything else into Xhorhas further.
We have no idea that Erzin is there. That's what I'm asking.
You have no idea what an Erzin is.
Okay.
And even then, that is not a static point.
Yeah, Erzin's weird.
Erzin's fun. So I heard that our ranger is taking point. So I will require a survival check to start trekking through this particular bit of terrain. And time to get myself a little piece of blank paper and to make a tally, just in case folks get lost.
Did you have to sound quite so excited about Frostbound?
Can I help
Well-
her? Because since I have proficiency in survival too.
You can, but you might be a hindrance.
I was more talking about giving her advantage.
You could if you like, though that would mean that you would not be able to participate in the next checks that follow, because stages of checks.
Oh, right. You're doing that. Okay, never mind.
Multi-layer. So, thankfully able to get through the travel that you would want to get through. But as you're traveling through, those who did not participate in the helping of keeping on track, if you could give me some perception checks,
All three of us?
if you please.
$15, not completely terrible.
Dave, what's that?
Oh god!
We're not going to talk about it.
Did you get distracted by a bird?
He got his boot stuck in some muck. But let's see. Both Pelaios and Belanor, can you roll me a couple D100s?
Can I say no?
When you say couple, is that
As
literal
in
couple?
a D100 each, please and thank you.
Ow.
Get in.
As you are traveling through this first little bit of muck and grime, Pelaios and Belanor, you happen to see something a little bit interesting off the way. You see in some of this deeper marsh on large lily pads, a giant toad just sitting, staring with a low croak. Before a large tongue swipes out and snatches a large insect in the air, a bird-sized insect. Though as it begins to crunch down, there is a ripple in the water before some form of serpentine-shaped, I guess you could say, elemental of water swoops out of the water, maw agape, and comes down on the toad to shove it underwater. Swamp Scario.
What you're saying is this is an extremely friendly neighborhood.
Pretty much.
What did I see, Rocky?
You saw that you got probably about half a gallon of mud stuck in one of your boots.
Oh, excellent.
Thankfully, first day of travel, not too difficult. Let's see what happens on the second day. Who will be doing the tracking?
Saying as you're saying days, I'm guessing a long rest happened.
Oh yes, of course. You can only move about 24 miles in a day unless you would like to try to move faster. In that case, there are penalties involved.
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah?
Alright, who's doing the survival tracking?
I mean, I have a survival skill of 1.
Probably still me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else going to assist, or are you all going to be 3 looking on lookout just in case again?
Or I'll do lookout.
I'll do lookout.
Too.
Alright, let's have that survival roll then. Can you roll me a d4, please? Getting just a little lost, so that'll add a couple more days as you are getting a little
Days?
bit extra.
A couple of days for a little lost. How lost did we get, Rocky?
Well, trying to get trekking around some of this sort of tougher terrain is a little bit difficult, encountering some thick bogs that require much slower travel and, preparation to not get yourself sucked into waters that look a little bit too inhospitable. So had to slow down just a little bit. Weren't able to get like a nice, definite path, but you still made progress. It just took a little more time. But let's see what sights we had along the way. Can we have perception checks from the other three?
Nice. Dave, that's a 19 and a 4 and a 21. Dave?
It's better than last time, Dave.
In before we get a 6 or an 8 for the next perception roll for our dwarf friend here. But yes, Pelaios and Belanor, roll me some D100s, please.
I'm going all in on my doubled numbers here, apparently.
Mm-hmm. From what you can tell, Pelaios, there is a stench in the air, and you are able to see something slowly stalking in the brush very far away. But it is keeping a very careful eye and wary eye.
When you say
And
something,
instead of trying to... Well, you remember the ghast, right?
really?
Oh no, it's just a regular kind this time. But it appears to be that there is some undead presence here, but seeing that it is just a lone creature, and it is sensing that you are very wary and aware of it, it instead breaks for another point and goes towards a bunch of giant toads to try to ravish them instead. But because there were about half a dozen toads, they all seem to hop away and just slowly use their own bodies to just jump and crush the creature.
Lol.
Lisana, let's have that next little bit of survival. And our perception checks. We got a good bit of travel there.
I honestly just want to see what Dave's is first. 6.
8.
There we go.
Hey,
He called it.
Rocky called it. Rocky called it.
yes, now it'll have to be a 16 next time in order for it to really make
Wow,
sense.
I actually rolled worse than Dave. Genuinely shocked.
That's your own fault. That's your own fault for waiting.
That's fair.
You rolled the 6 that we were waiting to see as well, so there's that.
Yeah, I called the
Well-
number, just called it on the wrong person.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, Belanor, I need you to roll me that D100. From what you could tell, Belanor, as you were traveling through, there was just this large bush, just probably maybe, 60, 80 feet away. It looked just like, a whole mass of just vegetation, but then you see it sort of roll itself up, stand up a little bit more, gaze towards you with a couple flickering lights behind some form of mound before it turns and strides itself away.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, a bird.
Bird.
Lol.
Next bit of trekking. Alright, thankfully that is a fine enough check. It's not too difficult to get through this marsh. Let's have our perception checks from the boys.
Fair's for 6, he was just one roll late.
There's the 6.
Yeah, no, I was hoping it was gonna go like 2, 4, 8, 16. You know, double, 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 double.
I'll be honest, having just seen what me and Belanor wrote for Wilde, I was really expecting Dave to get a natural 20.
That would have been funny, though there are no sights to be had this time around. So uneventful. A little bit of bits in the marsh. Let's have another bit of tracking.
Wow.
Nice.
That was almost a 4.
Ah,
It lagged on 4.
That could have been bad.
That would have
23.
been bad, yeah.
You actually make extra time and are able to get a little bit further due to a good shortcut.
If you'd rolled a 4, we'd have found ourselves back at the tunnel we left earlier.
Alright, let's have those
That was
perception
almost
checks.
bad.
Yeah, it's on brand.
Dave, you're not supposed to go backwards.
Have you rolled double digits yet today, Dave?
Not yet.
No. But this is completely on brand for me.
Is Dave accidentally rolling a d10, not a d20? Is that what's happening?
I think we're just purging his bad rolls right now. We are attempting to purge all the bad rolls for the time being. Alright, so Belanor, you're the one who passed this particular check. Let's have a D100.
I would love to know what we're purging him in preparation for. Not.
As you are passing through, you happen to spot there are some mud huts about half sunken in some water. Probably some remnants of something here, but the marsh has since taken over and flooded the area. Is there anything you would like to do with this particular locale?
Can we figure out what might have lived here?
Sure, you can
Good
give me
question,
some
yes.
investigation checks.
Can I make a point of being on the lookout for ambush, trap?
See, there's
we're
a
all going
good
to
roll.
die.
There it is.
Indeed.
There it is. Rocky, can I assume the entire thing is a massive trap or whatever and look around for where the trap is? The ambush for whatever
Yeah,
we're
sure,
calling it.
you can perceptionize that.
Ugh.
If Belanor would like to do the same, unless they are doing
I
something
was
else.
gonna say, can I do the same?
Go for it.
Oh boy. I missaid
Does not, does not appear that anything is watching you in the midst. But from that 19 in investigation, you are looking through the particular bit of construction, and you see that there are very fine lines and grooves with how these mud huts were assembled, using reeds, and from what you can tell, at least from the very bottoms when you were able to fish something through, bones. You feel that these are probably indicative of some form of primitive civilization that bears claws. You're not quite sure what, without thinking what might be in the area.
See, in the meta, I have an idea of what it might be, but I don't know if my character would know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The eternal tug of war.
What would I roll to think about what it might be?
You can give me a history check for that.
Can I help him with that? Too late. Not needed.
I think he did fine with
Never
that.
mind.
I think the purging is complete. We'll be having good rolls from now on, maybe?
Therefore,
Rocky,
roll
don't
initiative.
jinx it.
Don't
But
change it.
no. From what we have known through your own little bit of study, this feels like L to the I to the Z to the A to the R to the D folk, lizard folk.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the party that there might be lizard folk around here. They make bones painful.
Oh, they happen to use bones in order to craft their own kinds of weapons as well. They're very
Yeah.
resourceful for using every piece. Some have been known to even be a little bit cannibalistic.
Neat.
Yay.
So basically what we're saying is if we find lizard folk, all we have to do is say, that lizard folk looks delicious.
Or
Might.
just be very sure to not
they'd
be
probably try to eat us instead first.
be sure to be invited to dinner, not for dinner.
Wow.
Fair.
Fair point.
But neat little thing, and with that high of an investigation, can you also roll me a D100, Dave?
Nice. Or he's looking for us to roll live, in which case, roll new character.
Give me just one moment. Dave, you happen to find a very small piece during your investigation of fossilized wood, which had been carved into the shape of a reptilian head, or at least the top portion of it.
Would I know the significance of what I'd found?
You can give me a nature or arcana check to figure out what kind of creature it might have significance.
Can I show it to Belanor and ask if he can roll it?
Go for it.
Lol. Dave's
Do
had
you
his.
want me to roll it or to help you roll it? Or do you want to help me instead?
I want to help you.
Remind me again which roll we need?
Nature or arcana.
Nature or Arcana. Okay, let's go for the nature roll then. And since you're helping me, it's another that. Let me click that. Thank you. Oh, nature.
From its appearance, you can tell that this is, at least anatomically speaking, the top half of a hydra head that had been carved. And from what you can tell by the looks of it, given how things are, it may have been a part of a larger set for a puppet.
Are you telling me there's a Hydra in this marsh?
I'm not telling you that.
He said he didn't say it was a Hydra head. It was a carved version of a Hydra head. It just means that the lizard folk here have seen a Hydra before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
That's
did
fair.
say that it was connected as a piece to a puppet, possibly.
Hmm. I mean, he didn't quite say there was a Hydra here. If there is, we're all going to die. But yeah, it's probably
You're just
fine.
making assumptions here that there might be a hydra in this swamp.
Listen, if there is, I'm gonna run.
It's probably fine.
Nice little bit of interesting thing there. Let's continue on. Next little piece. No. All right, another little shortcut.
perception checks again.
Okay, back to my low rolls. I mean,
you rolled higher than me, including with my bonus.
Belanor, roll me a D100. And oh boy, I hope you roll the right number.
Is 9 the right number?
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Among the trees, you hear something.
oh no.
And
Oh,
seems to be a murder of ravens. No, it's a murder of craven. What is it? A collection of ravens called? Because it's a murder of crows. I'm gonna look this up.
Good point, I don't recall.
Unkindness.
Or
Oh,
a
yeah.
conspiracy.
Or a congress.
I prefer conspiracy.
You see a small conspiracy of ravens just looking at you, making little calls, and every once in a while, one of the more elder ones will just look and just let out something that sounds like a hiss with a scream in the back of its throat. And then the whole group will fly off.
Oh,
We would know the potential religious significance of ravens, yes?
You could roll me a religion check to figure out the particular religious significance of ravens.
But it's one of the 6 major only 6 gods of the Empire.
Yes, yes. But in conjunction to the noise that raven
Okay,
made?
fair. But, okay, so I somehow clicked the button twice and managed to roll the same thing twice.
Oh, we're fine.
nice.
GG. Anyway, yeah, 12.
12. It might be an omen. It might not be. You're not too versed in the particular points of finer theological discussion.
That's me all over, yeah.
So around this area, this shield is supposed to be, right?
You have just around the end. Pretty much, you have just gotten here and bedded down. So this will be the next day to try to possibly look for further tracks.
Oh. Okay.
Before we just completely set up camp,
Yeah.
Were the ravens sitting, like, what were they, what am I trying to say? Was there anything in the middle of where the ravens were? Did it just happen to be the place they were sitting, standing, resting, whatever? Or was there something
they were
there?
they were sort of sitting in sort of a slightly decaying mangrove.
Okay, not just sitting all over a corpse or something then. Cool. I
Not
just wanted to rule that one out before we make camp here and then get attacked by something in the middle of the camp halfway through the night or something.
I love how paranoid I'm making you all. It brings
Yeah.
warmth to my heart.
Lol.
Thanks, Rocky.
You're welcome. At least you're not a bunch of murder hobos.
Yet.
No, just Frici.
Yeah. What? Oh!
Just,
You're
just
a
wait for
pyromaniac.
fireball.
He's not a pyromaniac. He just happens to be plasmally inclined.
He's not a pyromaniac, he's just a high-functioning arsonist. Yeah, Fireball isn't until 5th level.
Is Belanor smart enough to realize that throwing fire in here might cause a giant fire?
Swamp gas.
You'd wish him not to be.
Lol.
I think the better question there is, does Belanor realize that? And is he going to remember
Do
that
it anyway.
if anything happens?
That is definitely quite true. Well,
So it could actually cause a chain reaction, right? Belanor throws fire, swamp gas causes a fire explosion. The fire explosion touches Pelaios. Pelaios explodes because he has a powder on it.
and thus we get a shower of pale blue bits.
I take offense to that.
Do you, though? Do you really?
No, I'll take a really, really low charisma saving throw to that and die anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like you're begging the question. It's just like you're standing there and it's like, and now for something completely different, then you explode.
It's probably fine.
That said, next day would arrive on, and we can... This is about where it's supposed to start having a look. So we need to start searching in the area. Time to figure out some scouring. So this will take a little bit of time in its own way. So we can either have investigation, nature, survival, or what would be another good skill? Let me pull up
Could you
the list.
pick one I'm proficient in, please?
Yes.
No?
I'm fine with doing nature checks.
Or possibly Arcana to find, possible arcane significance when
Rocky?
a,
Are there any animals in this swamp?
Why, yes, there have been animals in this swamp.
That I can try talking to?
Not the ones which got eaten by the water elemental one.
Give me a moment, and I am going to give you a number to roll to see exactly what is currently about.
If I had talked to plants or animals, I could actually roll a persuasion check. It might actually go well. I have a +6 to that one.
Roll me a d10. There are some rats about. Look to be sort of some swamp rats.
Can I try
With their,
talking to them and letting them know what we're looking for to see if I can get them to help?
With their stanky fur and their webbed toes, you can definitely, you can give me an animal handling at advantage. Is there anything else you would like to do? No,
Nope.
just talking with them. Right.
Nice.
I mean, 10.
Alright, you're trying to convey a concept that is a little bit foreign to them, so they're listening to you, but don't quite understand. Maybe you can jog their memory a little bit. As they reach out with grubby hands.
Does anyone...
Can,
what do rats
can I
eat?
give them each a set of rations?
Eat.
This is
roll
the set
me
of
3D.
rations.
Roll me 3d6, I want to see how many rats there are here.
Set of rations, one to last a medium-sized humanoid for an entire day.
7 rats, so I think you could take yourself off a set of rations. So a day of rations to give to these 7 rats. Since these are tiny, tiny rats, but they will, they're going to eat through those rations with gusto, and even still with some in their cheeky pouches. You can give me another animal handling check.
At advantage again?
It's going to be flat this time. But
Oh, well.
with a
Never mind.
24, after they've been fed and are no longer nagged by hunger at the back of their head, and you are attempting to explain in simpler terms what you're looking for, figuring out shape, size, smell, what it might look like. The eldest rat, a little bit scarred in the ear and missing probably about a third of its tail. Big, shiny smell thing. Big, shiny smell thing stuck to big turtle. Big turtle with more turtle. Big turtle with big noise on Mac. Sometimes serves good food off.
Where would we find this big turtle?
Turtles, many turtle. And it just sort of looks around. Big turtle not been here many. No idea when last. Big turtle leave big foot.
I'm going to thank it for the information, pass the information to the group, and ask them if there's anything else I should be asking.
Nope.
We need
Question
anything
mark?
else? I don't think we need anything else from that.
I mean, they might be good food for my dragon.
No! No, they helped us. You can't feed them to the dragon.
I mean, Lisana's how would fatten them up a bit. It's probably fine.
Why
no,
would you
they're helping us.
Why would you do that to poor Ratview?
I'm going to shoo the rats along before Vakhuil gets any more ideas.
Lol.
Good idea.
On the off chance that the rats had no fucking clue what they were talking about, can I just search mentally or whatever for anything with any sort of magical essence, aura, presence, whatever?
You can give me
That might be
investigation
shield
or
check.
arcana, or even use spells to figure that out if you happen to be equipped as such.
Yep, I absolutely, definitely have detect magic. Not. Well, yes, it's called an arcana check.
From what you can tell, there is probably some minor residual magic here that had been soaking. Things look to be a little bit more... give me a second, I have to take a peek at a thing to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Because, particular lastings.
Can I use divine sense in this way?
Not in this fashion. Divine Sense is more looking for a particular creature or a sort of consecrated ground. You feel that probably for an artifact it might not do as such.
It says any place or object.
Well, it would be only within a certain bit of you, and from what you can tell, as the rats have said, the object was here but is no longer.
Oh, okay.
Can I look around for this footprint that we're talking about?
That you can. As soon as I finish with what I was going to say with Dark. So what you find is within a general location, you actually find there are some trees that are a bit more sturdy than others. Like, the texture is firm and almost akin to stone or steel as opposed to just regular wood.
Cool. Is it those trees giving off any sort of magicalness, or is it just that they're in the area where the magicalness was?
So this tree probably was growing in the area where this thing might have been and soaked up some ambient magic and took on some interesting properties thereof, from what you can tell.
I whistle or whatever, one way or another, attract the attention of the others. I think it was I think it might have been here. It feels different.
Can I do a religion roll to see if I can sense any holy presence?
Sure, you can definitely figure about that.
Nice.
From when you're looking at the tree and sort of placing your hand onto it, you feel sort of this minor resonance, and you feel that this doesn't feel like stone or steel, but like reinforced scale, like an old dragon scale.
Oh. So, this is more like a dragon scale. The tree's gotten dragon scales? Oh, that's weird. Interesting, though.
Yeah,
Good
it's
dragon
have an-
trees.
Would I have an idea where, in what direction that would have traveled?
From that point, no. But that's where we're going to get to Vixie with Lisana making another survival check to figure out about a big turtle foot. It takes a little bit, but after gaining some height and sort of looking around, you see that some of these dips and furrows that you've actually been traversing through that didn't feel all too unnatural as you're traversing through it on the ground actually seem to have a pattern. And it looks like large circular feet with grooves at the front slowly plodding forward, going northward.
How big are we talking?
Time for me to look up
Like-
another thing.
Like, how big might this frog be? Or this turtle, sorry.
Yeah, turtle, not frog.
Is
Both
big
wet.
enough for
Don't
Baghdad?
let's
not the same.
the turtle, shall we?
Lol.
Listen, it's a draconic frog.
You guys can get eaten by it if you want to. I'm not offending the turtle.
Lol. Better than a demon. Better than a demon frog, to be fair.
I still stand by. You guys can get eaten if you want to. I'm not offending it.
From what you can tell, you feel that whatever is made these tracks is likely gargantuan in size.
Oh. Oh, good. Are there broken trees nearby?
It seems to be that the trees here have grown in such a way that they have not gotten onto whatever kind of path might be going through. So there is a slight idea that these grooves and furrows that don't have any trees growing in them, or at least not any tall trees, seem to make a path of sorts, which Lisana is able to tell of.
I will mention this to the group.
That's a big. Yay.
So, are we following the path, or
Yes.
what's our next plan of action, guys?
Well, yeah.
We're following the path.
Time to find the statue.
Draconic frog.
Turtle.
No draconic frog. You did find a draconic tree, but that's entirely different.
Could it be a draconic turtle?
No, you definitely don't want that.
But
I
wait,
was
if
gonna say no.
We're a ways
Yeah,
away
let's
from the
not-
ocean right now.
Yeah,
if the shield is affecting the turtle at the same way, wouldn't it be a draconic
Well,
turtle?
let me put this straight. Sorry, not turtle, tortoise.
Draconic tortoise, then.
it's a land turtle.
Yeah.
Land turtle.
Also, the way it was described was that the shield was sitting in the swamp, therefore infused the water with random magic, which the trees then treed.
Fair.
The way I interpreted it. So unless the turtle, tortoise, dragon, whatever we're calling it at this point, I can't keep track, is also literally just licking the shield or something, then yeah, things.
It might be a nice lollipop.
The path is clear. we can have a survival check to start making the way towards these big old tortoise tracks. And with rolling that high, that is another good roll to get. Let's see. About this far. And let's have some perception checks from the rest of the folk.
20. Dave? Belanor gets the natural 20 for 26. Vac rolled 5.
Alright, Pelaios, roll me a D100. Belanor, roll me a D100 twice.
Can I just point out, Belanor's modifier to perception is higher than Dave's entire total roll.
Yes.
As you are following these tracks and keeping a very stern eye out, you actually do happen to see, let me just double check right quick. Belanor, you happen to see scales, spears, hides, and all sorts of marsh flora draping over some lizard folk.
Do I notice the state of the lizard folk?
Oh yes, you particularly notice that there is one holding a gnarled-looking staff, as there are. Roll me a d6. It and 5 others riding on the backs of giant lizards. Hauling behind them some carcasses of crocodiles.
Oh, crocodiles.
Big crocodiles. 2 regular crocodiles and then 1 giant crocodile.
Okay.
But they seem to have seen you and are eyeing you quite curiously, despite also being on guard.
I assume the rest of the party has seen them as well, except for Vakhuil.
I saw
Yes.
a bird.
You saw a strange little
He's
lizard.
getting distracted by
In fairness,
stuff.
he's much closer to the water level here.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's because he just left the place where he felt at home and it's disorienting.
Probably.
Fair.
But, yeah, there is a bit of a pause and a look at you, and then, Frici, give me a moment. I actually have to pull up something that I knew I was forgetting. My special notes.
Ooh.
In case of elf. All 6 of them turn out to be wizards and all cast Fireball at the same time. The entire forest just immediately vaporizes. Roll new characters. Roll new continent.
whole new continent, yeah. That would be an amusing tweet. Hey Matt, can you write in your book? You kinda banned the previous one.
Lol.
You
That
see
would
it
be-
sort
that
of
would be-
speak
yeah.
in its guttural hiss, but even though it's a hard dialect for you, Belanor, you actually understand it. The rest of the party hears Rodhar Natarot, which you hear as it's druidic, Frici. This
Oh.
thing with the gnarled staff appears to know druidic.
Okay.
And asked you, it's like, you with the red hair, are you touched by nature?
I am most certainly a druid.
Do you show anything to show your druidness, or do you just speak back in druidic?
I speak back in druidic.
There is a wide grin, rows upon rows of teeth across all of them as he just sort of nods his head, some sort of, shells and bangles sort of shaking with as he sort of gives his staff a shake and speaks back in Draconic to the rest of the group for them to be calm. They are good folk. Before speaking back to you in Druidic, asking what brings you here.
We are actually looking for an artifact. Our friend, the tiny dwarf, here is looking for a shield. It was a shield, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. We have information that it is lost somewhere in this Mars.
Don't forget the turtle.
And yes,
Tortoise.
I just remembered the tortoise. I almost forgot it. And last we know, it was attached to a tortoise that seems to be moving around in the Mars.
The lizards all look back between each other and sort of nod, and they all say at the same time, Urzin. And it elaborates more on Druid that what you're looking for, at least it does seem to be that the leader at Urzin had, while tending to things, come across a particular thing stuck to the foot of one of the horizon-back tortoises, used as a way to travel across these marshes. And that they have been keeping it safe because it seems to hold a strange forbearance on its own. And they are actually also a part of Urzin. They are a hunting party going back.
Oh,
And if you would like to join them, you are free to.
I was indeed gonna say, can we join with them?
They can definitely slow down so that your horses are able to help traverse through the muck, despite their lizards actually being a little bit faster.
A little bit. I feel like the muck would slow our horses down.
Well, yeah, that's why you've only been able to travel so far, and I've been giving you some of these slower checks due to, needing to find a way for the horses to not, to get a trade.
That makes sense.
Because I'm not a monster. I'm not gonna make you
Lies.
lose a horse in the swamp of sorrow. I'm not a monster to lose or hurt animals. Anyways,
No, just players.
Very expensive.
players
Yes,
are
I
easily rolled up.
Not wrong.
I have
That
no comment
said-
to make here.
It'll take about another day. They say they're about within a day's travel of where Urzin currently has settled itself. And you are free to eat with them tonight when they make camp, because they are going to take the good spoils off of the smaller crocodiles, since the big crocodile would have some great meat on it. That is best.
Do they eat raw food?
Of course they're gonna eat it raw.
Can I ask for them for a piece that I can cook?
Sure.
How are you gonna cook it?
He's going
Are
to
you
blow up
gonna-
the continent.
I have cook's utensils, you know?
You do, but are you gonna?
How are
braise
you
it?
gonna cook it?
How are you gonna cook it? Are you gonna braise it? Are you gonna grill it? Are you gonna fry it? Are you going to bread it? Are you gonna oil it back?
Fire
I'd
is still
like to-
bad here.
That is still a good point, isn't it?
Uncontrolled fire, if you do it properly, it would probably be fine. I mean, just firing off...
Do we trust Vac to do that?
No, but you could probably build him a fireplace. Or we could ask the other druidy people's help.
Well, you feel that at least these lizard folk, they are actually going to, when they do make camp, there are some fires that are available. And they are actually, pointing out sort of various points where, this is a good spot because of the ground, the certain kinds of trees nearby that don't catch too easily. What you really want to pay attention to is for areas of water that gurgles on its own and smells like rot.
Well, I'll follow the lizardman's advice and do it somewhere where they say it's safe. Then grill the meat.
All right. Well, first we're going to see what cut of meat you get. Frici, do you ever ask this particular druidic lizard folk's name?
Actually, I was about to say that I haven't, yes.
Yes, you find that his name is Kitternach. I will write that for you.
That would be appreciated.
And Vixie, you would understand that the translation of Kitternach is wet scale. Because naming conventions are fun. Now, Dave, roll me a d10. Let's see exactly what piece you're getting.
Six.
Yeah, I'm trying to plot this out. 2.
Like, I'd ask the lizard folk what's the best way to prepare this, but they probably don't know. They eat it raw.
Yeah, they like to eat certain bits raw. And you were actually given... You are given sort of some tail meat just right at the base of the tail.
Would I be able to roll something to figure out what the best way is to prepare it?
You can give me... you can roll me cook's utensils with intelligence. Or wisdom. It's a bit tough. It's a bit gamey since it's a muscle that is used highly. You'll probably want to figure out a way to get it a bit more tender, try to get out some of the, taste. So, you've got a trial ahead of you. So it'll be tough. would you like to figure out anything to help you assist in that manner? Maybe asking your friends to find a possibility for things to go with it. Given that little bit of knowledge.
I have extra cooking supplies.
That you do, but maybe something in this swamp might be a little bit more of assistance since, gotta do the environmental cooking.
Does anyone want to find me something to add to this?
I'll help look.
That works.
Some nature checks to find some nice stuff.
Want one of us to do it or both of us to do it?
You both can do it because more ingredients.
Yeah.
Belanor, you're not able to really find anything that you think is possibly edible. But Lisana, as you're sort of having a look around, you're seeing some particularly interesting plants. You actually make note that one of them, at least that is growing near the rooted edges of the some of these mangroves, seems to be siphoning off nutrients near those roots. So it might be able to act as a filter in some fashion while still also having a little bit of a nice taste.
Would I be able to make a soup with this meat?
You might be able to make a nice stew, or if anybody else would like to fish around, maybe a gumbo.
I'll
Can
make a
I
stew
keep
with it.
looking for more stuff?
What about you, Dark? Anything that Pelaios will be doing? One moment, I think I might be having a slight connection issue. Hold up. Alright, what was that again?
I don't think Dark is speaking.
He never spoke.
Oh,
Never
there we
said
are.
anything yet.
Is that better?
Did you mute yourself again?
No. Yeah.
That's a yes.
Of course, it's yes. I was holding down the push to talk button and everything. Yeah, I say I will go and take a look and don't expect to find anything, but then I rolled an 18. So maybe I find something.
Find something that, it's like a strange combination between a tuber and an onion. It's definitely got sort of a strong smell to it, and when you your nails kind of dig into the flesh of it a little bit, there's like a strong tingling at your fingertip. So that might be able to help with some of the taste there.
I will hand it over to the cook. This might help. It may also kill us all. Maybe.
Can I ask the lizard folk of all the ingredients we found, like, is this all okay to eat?
They would not, but they're just saying, why ruin good meat?
Yeah, I figured.
There seems to be a sensible one that is actually gathering up bones and pushing them in your direction.
Oh, for soup,
Bone soup?
perfect.
Particularly ones that have already been cracked open and are exposing the marrow.
So can I make a nice soup with all of these ingredients?
Able to, with the bones for a broth, the bog onions, as we'll call them. The bog onions and these, I'm trying to remember what I called those trees. I entirely forgot. And these sort of mangrove mushrooms. You would be able to make a particularly interesting soup. Let's see how well you execute it. Relatively well, actually.
I want to say that I add some spices and stuff for my cooking supplies.
Alright, just that last little bit. Are you turning it more sweet, savory, spicy, salty?
Savory.
Alright, some more savory spices into there. So probably some dried herbs to help accent
Yeah.
there. Maybe a good root vegetable as well to help with it. Dave has made crocodile soup
Achievement unlocked.
and actually able to do relatively well with it.
Relatively well, as in we don't all die in the night from the food anyway.
You do not get food poisoning. No. Vakhuil was able to handle it very well.
It's fine, there'll be a mage somewhere which will fuck up a teleport and a drop of dragon turtle on my head soon.
Don't jinx us, okay?
Note to self. Meteoric dragon turd.
Look what you did.
Oh my god.
It's probably fine.
How much of this marsh is actually poop? Because of the dragon turd. Just a random question.
Let's not go there.
Sorry, I'm just having a look-see right here. Yeah. Alright, and it would be one more day, at least, or at least half the day, as the lizard folk would help guide you through the swamp in order to get to Urzen, which has moved itself more along to this location here. And it is quite the sight. You see these large tortoises, with buildings built on the back, and it's definitely quite the interesting, looking like its own little bit of mobile fortress. But given the way that everything is covered, it would have been very difficult to spot from afar.
Is it a ninja turtle? Is that what you're saying?
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. I won't.
I'm saying it's quite the shifty settlement. And, it's quite mobile, and that allows them to, utilize the swamp terrain to be able to hide within where they need. And given that you are probably currently a bit covered in muck, the lizards are sort of bring you back and point you towards one of the larger, more elderly tortoises that is nearby, with some smaller tortoises that actually are carrying sort of like a larger platform with itself. And from there, the lizard folk shaman, Keeternak, will point towards there and motion. Go speak with Olaman. He will know.
Can you write that down?
Yeah.
Is that how you write it?
I'm gonna be. Damn
Close.
it!
Very close.
That was so close. One letter.
Just by one.
I'm the only one that can speak to animals, aren't I?
No, I can speak to animals as well, but he is not an animal.
We're not talking to animals. We're talking to people.
Indeed.
At the moment, yes.
Yes, as you actually are having a look around, Urson itself, you actually see something that is a little bit strange for all of you. You see goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears, orcs, gnolls, lizard folk. Definitely things you do not see en masse in the Empire. Here and there you actually see an ogre or two. It's definitely quite the sight.
There's some this makes me nervous. Hold on, I got a picture of a horizon back. I'll put this on the screen for everyone to see.
Go for that.
It's a
Probably
little
also done
zoomed
that
in.
myself.
Probably, it's a little zoomed in, so it's gone a little blurry, but
Yeah, let me post this in the Discord too, just in case.
Yeah, I don't have the actual stream open, only chat.
Oh,
Big turtle. Big armored turtle.
think the mortal engines accept with turtles as opposed to actual mechanical cities.
So turtle engines.
That engines.
And you have been given directions, and if need be, one of the lizard folk will actually stick by you to give introductions as required. Unless you feel bold and just to introduce yourselves.
I think we could use a lizard folk to show us around.
Yeah, I'm already
I would
nervous.
say, yeah, we could use an introduction.
I mean, we've all spent our entire lives in the quote-unquote heavy sarcasm civilized side of the continent.
Alright, well, it will show you around, sort of speaking in Draconic, thankfully, which one of you is able to understand, to get you to a particular side where they call up, a rope ladder is let down, and it shimmies on up, beckoning you up after.
I'll follow behind it.
Yeah, I'll follow. Does it look like the us races are looking at us weird?
You are definitely a very curious and rare sight, and so they are all looking at you. You are turning heads, and there is chatter in languages you cannot understand.
Even me?
Okay.
Tiefling?
What do you speak?
Infernal and common. I mean, am I turning heads, or do I just not tell the difference between me and all the rest of them?
To be fair, they're looking at each of you, sort of
Huh.
curiously, speaking mostly in Goblin, because that's what we mostly have here. Goblins.
That's fair.
Goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears.
Right.
Though eventually, you would get up to this sort of large, quite large building, to which the lizard folk will sort of dart inside. There'll be some words exchanged with some within, and it'll dart back out and sort of give you a nod and motion you inside.
I'll follow.
We'll be following, yes.
Yep.
I'm sort of lagging behind, hiding behind people at this point.
You're hiding behind goblins?
General,
No,
other
hiding
people.
behind you people.
Oh. Well, Not's behind
some
me,
of
I can
us
tell you that
people.
right now.
Nobody hides behind that.
You are led into what looks to be sort of a larger council chamber. There seem to be sort of elders about, but what strikes you most is at the very end is a large, imposing figure of a black-furred minotaur in shining armor.
In Infernal, I mutter quietly to myself, "Oh boy."
And I think that is about where we're going to take our break here. Now brought to the attention of Olamon, there is a pause as he gives a nod to each of the other elders who make their way past, and he leans forward onto the table, addressing you all in common. Definitely not from around here, but you bear no hostilities, at least. What is your purpose this far in the marshes?
We, or mostly I, am looking for a shield that you probably found. It bears the mark of a dragon, probably.
Mark of a dragon, no, but I am familiar with what you are speaking of. Curious that one of your stature would search for it. No offense meant. It is simply that I expected... You're a little small for a dragonborn.
I am a very devout follower of the god who the shield was made by.
I see, I see. And you wish to bring it into your possession, yes?
Yes, if possible.
That I cannot do. This particular item seems to exude a fate and a destiny all on its own, and upon my own experience and study of it therein, requires a certain strength behind it. If you are to seize it, then you should be tested for it.
What kind of test are we talking? Rocky?
One moment, I'm trying to think of some words here. Well, it will be a test of strength and a test of will, and one of balance as well. If you so wish, you, on your own or with your party, may go against me to see who can stay on the back of a turtle.
What do you mean stay on the back of a turtle?
Imagine a platform with one edge open to the swamps. The aim of the game is to simply, through force of will and strength of arm, toss the other off.
I could probably use my party. I'm just very good at defending.
Says the person who is the only one here with a strength of above 8.
I understand that, but I'm very good at defending.
I'll try to help.
Then I will
Strength
set
is
something
not
up.
really my strong point.
Well, I'm sure you have your own ways to try to force me.
You guys
off.
have magic.
I mean, that's how how it's exactly would this work? You stand on the platform and anything that gets you to leave.
There will be a large platform available, and we have rituals available so that you need not hold back your own strength. Any calculable force that would cause bodily harm instead will be translated into pushing force.
So nothing hurts, is what
Oh.
you're saying.
It will not. A lot, at least. Not mortally.
Our hit points are turning into pride meter instead, basically, or a dignity counter.
Yeah.
It's more of a case of, I'll tell you the specific rules for this, because this is going to be interesting. But mechanically, I'll tell you how that goes. If you wish to participate, I may make an announcement, and so that there may be audience to this. It is always.
I will look at
An
the
interesting
party
point.
with puppy eyes, like, please help me?
Is there a limit of how many of us can help you?
I look at...
There
look at
is no
Olmod.
limit. Just know that the more of there you are, the less I will hold to any quarter.
Noted.
Okay.
Lisana's enjoying the idea of the challenge. She's kind of bouncing while she's behind the other people in the party.
Pelaios is sort
Yeah.
of Pelaios isn't. Pelaios is just accepting that this is probably going to hurt. But
I mean,
that he's probably
he
going
already
to end
said
up
that it's
how.
not going to hurt. It's just going to be translated to pushing.
Oh no, it's like it's gonna feel like a good whomp, but it's not gonna mortally hurt you.
You're not going to be suffering from blood loss, is basically.
You can't die.
I mean, in this
I
party,
mean,
if anyone can
Pelaios
find a
gonna
way to die,
anyway.
if anyone can find a way to die, I'm sure we'll find it. You realise that my ability only works if he doesn't land a critical or radiant damage on me. I'm sure he'll land a critical on me at just the right point.
Yeah?
We'll see how this goes. So, how many of you will be taking this challenge?
Well, I will, obviously.
And definitely
And then-
Slog.
Let's like you.
You owe us for this back. Fine.
So that makes for 4 of us?
Apparently, for some
Looks like
reason.
it.
Then 4 it'll be. Introductions are in order. I am Sunbreaker Olamon, champion of Urzin. And you are?
I am Vakhuil O'Neill. I think that's the only thing I can say without getting killed here. I don't say that part, by the way.
My name is Vakhuil O'Neill. That's the only bit I can say, or you'll kill me. No.
That's an introduction, alright?
My name is Pelaios.
I am Belanor.
Lisana, nice to meet you.
A pleasure. Should be good to get these muscles working in actual combat once again, instead of something laborious or political. Consider this your biggest welcome in Xhorhas. Sunset is when we will meet upon, as he motions over to the four turtles that have a platform between them. Upon that platform.
Would you happen to know a place where we can stay for the night?
There's a moment, and he sort of steps out, makes a little shout at some folks, and there's a few goblins that sort of scramble up. These two will be able to show you to some lodgings.
Perfect. I'm not gonna. Does our money work here?
You might not find much here in terms of commerce.
I'm more wondering about, does our foreign money work in here?
Does all of our
here?
coins stamped with the head of Queen dwindle?
Coin
Yeah.
is
Get us
coin.
killed.
It can always be redone.
Okay. Well, we'll see you then, I guess.
Yes.
Rocky, question.
Answer.
Yeah.
For stuff from my martial adept feat, for rally, how long does that effect actually last? Is that until a short rest, or more likely until I get punched in the face?
Good question. Let me check.
Because I get a superiority dice per short rest, but rally itself doesn't specify how long that temporary HP lasts.
Not even when you click it?
Nope.
I would assume, just double checking. Yeah, I would assume that when your superiority die refreshes, that is when any effect will end as well.
Short
But
rest.
pretty
then.
much it is yeah, pretty much on a short run. But pretty much when you activate it, that temp HP stays until it's either gone or it
A rest.
or a bigger temp HP takes
Well,
over it.
Yeah, temporary HP rules in general, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we have a little bit of time until sunset. It's just probably halfway through that point. So you've got a couple hours.
I want to find the biggest something I can find and hold a drinking contest with them. Not
Alright,
like to going too far with the drinking, just like challenge them to drinking.
Alright, you would like to challenge an ogre to drinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just. Yeah. Okay.
Listen, it's in my flaws. I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially hard drink.
Well, this isn't
Yes,
exactly
but that doesn't add up to challenge.
No, it
you
does.
have a new character rolled for when you get so drunk you don't prevent yourself from getting stepped on by the giant turtle, yeah?
No. I
I
only
think
I
I
only
tried.
only
Elves
have
have
6
about
slots.
800 years.
Now, are you sure you would like to go drinking before you're about to go for a challenge?
Oh, okay, I'll do it after the challenge. Okay.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
What's your wisdom score, Vak, Dave? That you thought it was a good idea to
currently
go
at
into this,
0.
that you've gone into his wisdom score.
10 or 11, probably one of the two.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if his score's 0, that would explain a lot. That he thought it was a great idea to get into a drinking competition before a challenge with the literal leader of the city.
Yeah, okay, I'll leave it for now. I'll just find some potable drinks. That's what I'm interested in.
Well, there is a potable drink called Bogwash. Definitely got an interesting taste to it, kind of like eggs, but it's got a kick behind it.
Okay, I'll have one drink of it and just enjoy it.
Nurse that for the time being.
Yes.
And the rest of y'all.
I'm going to ask if there is any coffee that I can get hold of, and if there's somewhere that I can get apples for the horse.
Coffee, sadly not. It's not quite as much of a survival or warfare implement. However, fruits and other feed for animals are available.
I will have non-heavy alcohol, because he's not. Pelaios is not interested in getting drunk, and well, more or less just sit and try not to get killed by any of the assorted people he was more or less brought up to believe are, the roving hordes and bands of murderous, homicidal, maniac monsters.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not that he says any of that out loud, obviously, but he's trying not to get
Okay.
killed by such people.
Of course. It'll just be a couple copper pieces for some small delectables available. And when you do hand them coin, they mess with them and they bite into them to make sure that they are real.
How much am I paying for my drink?
Good question. I will be just take on that.
Oh, I am poor. Holy moly.
For a mug of this something that is potent, about 2 silver pieces.
Wow, you really are poor.
2 copper, you said?
2.
Sorry, you're cutting out for me.
2
silver?
Silver.
Okay.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, you'd be able to get a mug of ale for much cheaper. Speaking of, the much weaker drink is 4 copper for you, Dark.
Cool.
While all that is happening, Belanor would be going around trying to find potentially useful info, both with the upcoming challenge, but also the area around here.
Sorts of things. Which would be useful.
First off, as far as the challenge goes, more info about Ormond.
Alright, give me I guess you'd say a bit of a persuasion check to see if you can get some information around town.
Ooh.
They're, kind enough, but they don't go into all of them, and they just tell you about this particular challenge and that, Alaman is very strong, and that if you're going against them, you are in for a treat. And they point you towards some of the nearest clearer water for when you're gonna need to wash yourselves off after taking a big splatting fall into the swamp.
Oh, good. They're telling us that we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Put it this way: if we win, maybe you can start leading the town.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
This is for the shield, thankfully not for the position, because to fight for position as champion, that is an entirely different challenge.
That one has
feel like
actual blood loss.
Yeah, I feel like there's death involved in that challenge.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, sun will set. Question. Do you split off to try to approach the arena in a couple different ways when you are shown, or do you approach from the same direction?
I will approach in the same direction as everyone I was in the room with, which I think is everyone. Were we all in the same room in the end?
I think we were, yes.
Yeah. I make no
That
effort.
Together sounds like a good idea.
Alright. How will we be approaching the arena? Which order, since there's only just a bit of a small hall that a ways?
I am going up front.
I am not doing that thing.
I'm behind them.
Before we enter the arena, for the record, I will use rally on the dwarf.
What does that do?
We will roll that with page for it.
It's a d6 plus 4 temporary hit points. Do you want me to roll that, or does Vak roll that, given that he's getting the hit points, but it's my ability?
Rocky?
Again?
Who rolls that?
You would roll that, your ability, because it is your superiority die plus your charisma modifier.
Okay, so
Is that charisma? It's just a straight plus. Oh yeah, no, it is charisma modifier. Oh, okay. This ability is way better than I gave it credit for at the beginning when I picked it. Lol. Okay, cool.
It's probably a reason why you picked it, and then you entirely forgot about it.
wait, I'm
This is
rolling
fair.
it? Is that your
No,
telling
no.
me that I'm rolling it?
Fuck.
Wow.
Naturally, you get 5 temporary hit points, Dave.
Are you adding it to my sheet, Rocky? I did it on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'll do so.
I mean, 5 is still better than none.
This is fair. I figure you're the most likely to not be dead straight out the gate, so. And hardest to hit, and therefore it's hardest for you to lose completely. Or something. There was a thought process there involved somewhere.
Let me move to the arena as you start going through the ways and eventually get to the arena proper, where there is plenty of stands filled with a lot of folk.
Oh, good.
That's a big arena.
And you can see where you're supposed to push off.
Can I just stand in front of him?
Well, it's more along the cases you are allowed to be within, I guess you could say, anywhere along this one edge.
What one edge? Oh.
Along the edge that
Okay.
you're here. And
It's opposite
then,
sides of an arena, basically, yeah.
Anywhere within the first 4 squares. So it allows
So I can
for-
be here?
You could be there, yeah. And the rest of you can take your positioning up as needed.
My positioning, specifically, as far away from the edge as humanly possible.
So, let me put down exactly how curiously interesting this combat will work. So, it will work exactly like regular combat, except every 5 points of damage will move you 5 feet. If you choose to not take the damage, you can instead, if you are hit with, say, 12, you are hit for 12 damage. You can either choose to take the 12 damage to yourself, which, your pride and all that, and be able to stay in the same place, or you can instead be pushed 10 feet in the direction that they choose.
What happens if we fall unconscious?
If you take all the damage, you do fall fully unconscious. as you are
Which-
simply just being battered full.
Which I assume is functionally equivalent to falling off the edge as far as you just lost concerned.
Essentially, yes. It is just another little added mechanic, so if you don't want to be knocked out, you can instead take the push instead.
Okay, so functionally we have like an extra 100 hit points, give or take, of prize damage.
Except you're probably, except you're just going to be, it's going to be a lot of push. It's going to be a whole lot of push. You never know how hard this fella may be able to push. And who knows what else he is capable of.
Murder and death and minotaurness.
I see Meki is doing exactly what is going on in the stands. There is placing bets.
Naturally.
Okay, do we roll initiative now?
We roll initiative in just a moment. I see you didn't move away. Well, let's get this started.
By the way, someone needs to keep track of how long until Vac rolls a natural 1 on his initiative, because I'm pretty certain that's a -1 and he technically rolls 0 at that point.
It's very hard since I have that.
Yep,
Yeah, I was
everyone
gonna say
may
it's not
roll
very
initiative
bad.
as they need to.
That's where it'll be funny to see how long it takes.
If I roll double 1, yeah.
Okay, I had clicked on myself, but I was still on the ruler mode, so it didn't go through.
Definitely more on your guard than he was. But let's get started, eh? Lisana, you start us off.
Okay, so what all am I allowed to do in something like this?
Pretty much everything.
You are able to use your attacks as normal. Damage will be totaled by the end, and it is pretty much chosen once they have that damage to either take that damage as hit point damage or to be pushed instead.
So pretty much do as much damage total in a single turn, not so much in a single attack, rounded up to the nearest 5. Is that basically right?
Rounding down.
Oh, well, our target rounded up to nearest 5, but the effect is rounded down.
It's basically the same as any other combat, then.
Pretty
Yes.
much, yeah. It just happens to have some extra push to it.
Really?
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
Yeah.
So that's the extent of my movement. So I am going to end my turn because I don't think I can actually do anything.
You have a bow, don't you?
You have a bow, yeah.
Fair.
Why would you not just shoot him?
Because I'm thinking of the last time whenever I still had my swords equipped.
Fair.
You've been traveling, so you don't have your sword out by default.
Okay, then can I cast Dreadful Strikes on him?
Dreadful Strikes, and you're going to shoot with a bow?
Yes.
Alright, yep. You were able to move, draw that bow as part of a free action, and you were able to make your attack.
Please say 16 hits.
A 16 will not hit.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
It's the picture you put in Discord where he's wearing full armor, which, you know, somehow also he's a fucking minotaur, so
He's probably full plate, so he's either 18 or 20, just like me.
Yay.
Pelaios, it's your turn.
Okay. I should have realised I was this far up the initiative, because then I could have actually thought ahead. What is that?
Eleanor, start thinking you're up next.
Speaking of failure to plan, yeah, that's an action. So I'm going to go ahead and assume I'm going to be screwed soon. I'm going to cast a spell no one's ever seen me cast before.
Hooray!
I sort of wave my hands around in front of me and mutter nonsense and sort of spread my hands apart to sort of either side of me, and suddenly you see 4 of me, all identical,
Shimmering
because
and
I
glinting
cast
between.
mirror image. 3 illusory duplicates of myself appear in my space, which is slightly confusing, but you're seeing double. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with me and mimic my actions. Basically, you can't tell which of me is which, and yeah.
Chance to
Hopefully-
not hit the right one.
Basically,
when it
yeah.
comes to it.
When I get punched in the face, there's a small chance that this will not immediately fuck me up.
Exactly.
I think that I don't think there's any useful bone. Yeah, no, I think that's all I'm gonna do on this turn. Oh no, hold on. What spell level was that? That was level 2. I'm braining fast. It's very tricky. Yep, no, okay. I will end my turn.
Alrighty.
By failing to remember how to click on myself and press the button.
Apparently my long rest never long rested because my slots are depleted.
Forgot to press the long rest button.
Seems like I missed it last time. Anyway, now I
Perhaps.
have my slots back. Let's see. Oh fuck. Oop. Wrong tool. Where am I? Wait. No. I'll move around here. It should be enough. And make a silly attempt. I'll try to hit him with a nice knife.
Alright, let's see. .24 will hit, roll damage.
Oh, good. You know, one of these days, at some point, if we're all still alive, we're going to get to a point where you say 24 will not hit. With them having not buffed themselves with, like, shield or mage armor or whatever, it's just not going to hit.
Okay, 6 of that damage and has to make a dex save.
That's for the 11 damage, right?
That's for the 11, correct. Alright, let's see. 17 total. We'll
That's it.
take the,
Rocky, mechanical suggestion.
yeah.
When you
We'll,
roll...
we'll take the hit.
Oh,
That tells us a great deal. Mechanical suggestion, Rocky. When you roll those saves, don't show us. Don't show us for saves, because we can see the +5 on the end of that, which, you know, whatever. If you don't mind us knowing that, that's fine. But you also tells us a certain amount of information you may or may not want us to have.
Oh, don't worry, you have no idea what that information particularly means. There's a
Okay.
how that 5 gets there is you have no clue.
I can make some intelligent guesses, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's your turn, Belanor?
Yes. I need to sneeze.
How far away am I? See, that's a problem.
Did you consider rolling longer legs during character creation?
So at this point, damage might be better than defense, so I'm gonna cast Divine Favor on myself.
Alrighty then.
Um,
1 minute concentration. Weapons of 1d4 extra radiant. Nice. Nice.
and I will... See, even that is 30 feet. If I throw a javelin, it's a disadvantage, right?
Yeah, since that would be 35.
Might as well try.
That will just blink off the armor.
That's my turn.
Sunbreaker Olamon's turn. Will charge forward. And actually make an attack at you with his horns first.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Attack with the horns as a bonus action due to a charging rush. Followed by another attack with some battering horns. That will not.
That doesn't hit.
And then a swing with the great axe he is using.
Oh, that hits.
Wait, a 25 hits you?
Yeah, sadly.
Alright, total damage will be 25 damage.
Ouch.
You can either be you can either take the 25 directly to your pride, or you can be shoved.
Can I just
25
point
feet.
out, that's your entire movement range for a turn.
I'm taking the damage.
Alright, so 5 temp HP gone, and then 20 there.
And that's just I'm gone.
And that is his turn gone, correct. Lisana, second turn. Oh boy, he moved fast and he hit hard.
I need to do Constitution saving throws. 2 of them, to be exact.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
That you do. That is, let me just double check the DCs. 1 DC 10, and then the other, which is also DC 10.
It's half damage or 10, whichever's higher, right?
Correct. One of those
Okay.
was
Ooh.
19, so it was almost exactly that half. So you still got Divine Favor on.
Just wait for
Alright.
fun when one of us gets hit for 60. DC 30. Roll. Oh, fuck.
No worries. So you got in here where Dave just took a big old whack to the face from a big old minotaur. Well, Lisana, what you doing? Moving, I see.
Yes, moving a little bit further away and trying to hit with the longbow again. Dreadful Strikes is cast.
Of course. Eight will also
And not hitting. Okay, I think that's all I can do.
Pelaios.
Oh yes, I exist. I am now... What's the range on that? That's about 30... 50. That doesn't have the range that I want it to. That's a pain. In that case... Ooh, that does. I will... flavour this if it works. I cast Mind Spike.
Alright.
Where's the button? DC 14 Wisdom save.
Alright.
And if he fails, that's 15 feet. Or 15 damage, even. Well, whatever, same. Whateverness. Motherfucker.
Well,
That's half damage, which is 7.
7, so... Gonna take the 7.
I think I see how this is going.
Right.
That was attack. Oh, action. I don't really have a bonus action that I want to take at this point. Do I really want to move? Actually, range to that. Yeah. And what's the range to that? No, I will stay where I am for the time being.
Question. What is his axe made of?
Seems to be standard axe.
So a wooden axe.
Wood and iron.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. That the
If
handle
you're
was
asking-
probably wooden.
if you're asking whether you can do heat metal, that should work on that weapon.
But
Am I
if,
wrong,
the,
Rocky?
Indeed.
if the handle isn't metal, though, he has no reason to drop it.
What is he trying to do? What are you trying to do, Belanor?
The next question, well, yes, the question would be whether I can hit his weapon to make him drop it.
You could, yeah.
Oh,
If he even cares.
If he cares, that is correct.
I mean, yes, if he cares. Doesn't care. Will fairly worth it. So yeah, that's what I'll be trying this turn. For now. It's the range. Make sure that I remember correctly. Yes, I do remember correctly. So I'm gonna move slightly further back here. And I should still be in range. Let's see. Yes, I am in range. So we'll be trying to hit his axe.
DC 14, alright. Let me just double check how the spell works, because you never know.
Frici, can you put it in the chat? Because chat can see thingy as well.
Alright, causes
And I
that.
thought to put it from,
Okay, so he
okay.
must, there it is. Alright, yeah, so pretty much the con save if wants to hold it or take, yeah.
Or take the damage, yeah.
Or take damage from it, yeah. But while, if it doesn't drop the object, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. If it doesn't drop it. So. He will drop the axe. And will, pull a longsword from his side.
I was going to say, does anyone else feel like he really doesn't care about dropping the axe?
Well, you've lessened potential damage now.
I was gonna
Fair.
say, yeah.
Is he allowed to have drawn the longsword yet? Because it's not his turn.
True point, but you'll see that he'll be reaching for a longsword.
Fair. Not that I really expect it to make any practical difference in the meantime, but
Quite so.
I feel like fair's fair in either
Quite
direction.
indeed.
Axe hut. Of course.
To which point, that's also the end of my turn.
Vakhuil.
My action will be dropping my entirely enhanced pool on myself.
Of course.
So I'm healing 20.
I'm so glad I didn't get hit with that in my turn, because I'd be dead.
And I know this probably won't work, but I'm gonna bonus action compel duel.
Question, is that a concentration spell?
Oh. It is. Never mind. I'm just gonna
don't you have your, not channel divinity, your paladin, whatever it is, which isn't concentration? Question mark? I don't remember how quite much it works off the top of my head. It's more or less a similar effect.
we the problem is that we want it to move 30 feet away from us.
Fair point.
Yeah. Compelled duel is also concentration. Besides, he just wants to keep that that big oop.
I mean, all things considered, if we can keep it 30 feet from you, we can throw you off the platform and he can fall with you.
Yeah, we all have. It's only if all of us go down. To be fair, it's not just on you. So that's actually a very valid tactic. Also, 30 feet implies that we managed to do 30 damage to him in a turn, and he decides to not take the damage. Which maybe question mark, but based on so far where he's literally just soaking damage, I don't know how much he cares. I haven't looked up how much health a Minotaur has. I'm just assuming it's a fuck ton.
You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna use my channel divinity.
Isn't it an action to use your channel divinity?
It says here as a bonus action for Champions Challenge.
Features. Let's take a peek.
It
As a
says
bonus, that is
Champions
correct,
Challenge is a bonus action. Yeah.
That it is. Alright, well, wisdom saving throw then. Interesting.
Yeah, 12. I mean, we can try. His wisdom is apparently gigantically high. Wow.
Well, I rolled it. Well,
But not that high.
He got distracted by somebody in the crowd.
Well, guess we're having a big old duel here.
So now there is a string of tiny dragons holding us together. I'm just gonna look at him. Isn't that cute? And I'm gonna end my turn there.
Well, let's see how cute this is.
Wow.
Oh.
He's not even trying to pretend this is a fair fight.
Well, that won't hit. That won't either.
And then a surge for a third attack.
Oh, good. It has surges.
Yay.
That will hit.
Lowercase s for surge.
Oh, okay. Fine.
So,
then.
you know, pretty much bonus kind of deal. Alright, let's see. 12
I'll
damage.
take I will take it. I am standing my ground as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good idea.
You will hear literally none of us complaining.
Sana, it is your turn.
I've been thinking about doing Shield of Faith, but judging by his attacks, I don't think it's going to help much.
I mean, it's a +7 to his attack rolls, so no.
So moving again, and I'm gonna try hitting him with the bow again with dreadful strikes.
All right.
You realize, okay.
$21 will hit.
Oh, good.
All right. 10 damage. But because this is a push effect,
Yeah, I figured it would be pushed that way. Yeah, I had that feeling.
Yep.
something to note.
Reasonable. And that's all that I can do, so ending turn.
Oh boy, this is a bad idea. In Infernal. I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 6. Oh wait, you can't see. Can I go there in 6, or would it have to be there? Because that last bit was a sort of diagonal.
This is 30.
Okay, that works.
So you can go one to the left.
Yeah. Okay. So that, and I'm going to do something really stupid, which is going to backfire spectacularly. Witch Bolt. Please hit and fuck my. Okay, never mind. And I was going to say at second level, so I will still burn the second slot because, you know, reasons. And that completely misses. Yay.
Helpful.
Rocky, does it just look like it takes 4 spaces, or is it...
Alman is a large creature.
Okay.
Bonus action. I will burn, I think it's 3. This is not class features, this is class features. 3 sorcery points and gain a second level spell slot back.
Alright.
And that ends my turn.
I think. Yeah, I think I'll risk it this time. I will. Wait, you said he's 4 spaces.
Yes.
Yeah, he occupies all 4
Yes,
spaces
that's
around
him.
him.
So technically, you are 5 feet from him.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Okay, new strategy.
Yeah, and I'm about to get here, so I can actually start pushing him off.
That would be useful. I think for this time I'm going to just try to bend him a little. See what that does. So that will be a produced flame, and I'm not moving from here. Oops. Neither is my flame, apparently.
Our rolls are not. We are not doing good with our rolls today.
At the
Do
moment,
we,
no.
Alan?
Okay, I am gonna. Let me check, just to be sure. That's an action. Okay, I'm just gonna try and hit with my warhammer.
Go for it.
This one. No. Yeah, I don't think I have anything I can do. Yeah, no, that's my turn.
Oh, you think you're being sneaky? Well, he could be sneaky too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
kind of,
thing.
I kind of saw that coming.
I like those rolls.
Bugger me.
Those are good rolls.
I like those rules.
So, do you want to know something funny about that last attack roll with my weapon? I accidentally pressed the hit dice in D&D Beyond, and I rolled the exact same number there.
Nice.
That's about right. Rocky, what would be considered in range for a spell?
It depends upon the spell.
Charm person, first level.
Should say the range of the spell within it.
Yeah, it should say it in your spells list in D&D Beyond.
I think it's 60, but
30 feet. So, I took my 30 feet of movement. That puts him within the 30-foot range of me. I'm going to attempt casting Charm Person on him.
All right. Post the spell.
Fuck, with advantage.
All right. So saving throw. Let's see here.
That'll do it.
Ha! That'll do it.
Where were those rolls yesterday? Just, that would have been a nice big shove on the Vakhuil. But yes, 26 will save.
Okay, I tried.
Just a little bit, yeah.
That's a close Minotaur, Pelaios.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
tag it and they can make you explode.
Fuck's sake, Frici.
Dude, why?
I back away, swearing to myself an infernal, like this far. I think. Is that's? Yeah. That's... Oh wait, no, hold on. 'Cause the spell I want to use is, I think, 20 feet. 20. I will back away that far. No, I won't, because I'm now on the ruler button. Not. I back away that far, which is 20 feet, I believe. Yeah. And using those sorcery points I spent last time, I cast Shadowblade, bonus action. Lob it at him. Attack. Action. and completely fucking
Jesus.
miss.
Right.
It goes straight through him in every single possible way, as opposed to just the actual way. No, wait, are we in dim light or darkness? Because you said it's
Just
evening.
Sunset. Yeah, so by
I was
the
gonna
time it
say
would be about dim
sunset,
light,
so
yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
That's advantage
Oh,
then.
You lucky sod.
Oh! There we are!
Nice.
And that's 10 psychic damage.
Gonna take the push.
Wow, something actually worked.
Oh yeah, it gets pushed kind of down because you're technically above him.
Yep, that's why I was closer to him before, but then also I don't feel like getting gored through the face by a Minotaur's, and etc. That's
In
action.
fairness, he's not actually trying to kill any of us.
But, I mean, that's
No.
fair.
No,
That's
he's not trying
Yeah,
to. He's not trying to kill any of you.
lol. That's fair. You're the only one here from the Empire, so yeah. I am 30 feet away. I will move forwards again by 5 feet, which is 25 feet total, plus action and bonus action, and end my turn.
I think. Actually, you know what? I'll try to dodge him a little bit again for now. So, another produce flame. Hopefully thrown right at him.
16 will not.
Right. At which point, for now, I'll be ending my turn.
Queer.
Well, we're gonna try that again. Okay. Let's see if it works this time. No.
Wonk.
Dropping concentration is like a free action, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna drop concentration on Divine Favor and cast Shield of Faith instead.
Pretty much casting another concentration spell overwrites the previous, so don't have to specifically say drop. So.
Okay, so I'm casting Shield of Faith instead.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Vakhuil, make an attack of opportunity on Alaman as he is stepping out of your threaten range. Still staying within 30 feet, though. Just a clang. Hello, Lisana.
Hi.
$14 will miss. And let's see about the others. The 19 will hit. Goodness me.
To be fair, guys, I don't think we're supposed to beat him.
At what point?
14 damage. Are you going to take the push or the damage?
I'll take the push.
10-foot push.
At what point did it occur to you that we might not be expected to completely beat him and, just completely trounce him, Dave?
Pretty much at the start. I don't think it's any type of logical that we might win this fight.
I'm
No.
making an attempt at charm person again.
Alright, he'll roll his wisdom save at advantage again. Those are both very low. He will be
Oh.
affected by Charm Person.
Huh.
And he is no longer seeing you as a threat as his attention turns back to Vakhuil and the rest.
Or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
Can I try convincing him to walk towards the end of this?
You can give me a persuasion check.
That was
doesn't
so
seem,
nearly a 17.
Yeah, he does not seem too plussed about... Wait, hold on. Charmed. Condition. Give me a second.
Don't you have a...
Always with these weird things. 1 second.
Advantage.
Ability
Yeah.
advantage, so you get to roll that again. Of course.
Oh, natural 20!
Instead, he will just raise up a hand and say, "It seems to me that I have underestimated what you may be. You work together strongly and are stout of heart together. I will yield in this challenge you have proven yourselves."
Did we win?
Looks like we won.
Okay.
I'm not sure we won, but I feel like we definitively didn't lose, which isn't the same
In
thing.
1 hour, he's gonna be so fucking pissed off.
Lol.
I'm sure he's gonna understand.
I can't believe that worked.
You
Don't you
rolled
just
a
love
natural
those?
20,
Don't
so,
you just
know.
love those? Oh wait, shit. That should actually be an advantage.
Yes. For the future, we will remember that. Alright, so he will, there's going to be an uproar from the crowd, and he will silence them all, saying that these adventurers have proven their own worth through their own ability and guile. It was, a very different outcome, and there was a lot of exchanging of money for those who lost. And a couple lucky sods with with big grins on their faces. All right, let's see. I got to do a thing now.
I can't believe that worked.
Lol.
Having to open.
Yeah, for the record, Vixie, Pelaios can afford his own dinner.
Can he now?
He has 182 gold.
Okay, fair. I think he's the only person that didn't have to borrow money to get a horse.
I didn't borrow money either.
No, that's just because you got lucky with some rolls.
Also fair.
I mean, Belanor's listed as having 141 gold, so... we need to make Mequidor roll a sleight of hand check.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, that's hilarious. Is Meki a little goblin who now has
Meki was in the crowds pickpocketing everybody else instead of paying attention to the
I was
fight.
about to say, Meki, did you bet for or against them? Because there might be a lucky little goblin who's got a lot of money now.
I rolled a 14.
Lucky little goblin or gnoll or bugbear or hobgoblin.
I rolled a 14 for him.
That said, so Olaman will take you back to sort of the large tortoise and go through a few things until he reveals a spot where this has been revealed, where he hands you this particular item. Let me just add it to your inventory in just a tick.
Okay, let me close my sheet then.
It is now in your inventory, and you could read aloud what the heck it is.
In D&D Beyond or in...
Beyond.
In Beyond, it is now added to your inventory.
Is it? Maybe I need to refresh.
Do
I
refresh
can see
it.
it.
Oh, that is a nice color.
Read it.
Shiny.
We'll read the text and what it do.
The flavor text too.
Yes, the flavor text.
It is believed that this grey plate was once a skill from the Platinum Dragon himself, bestowed to a trusted champion of justice during the Calamity. The title of Bastion of Bahamut is all that remains of the Chosen Warrior's lost legacy. It is currently dormant. While wearing the shield in its dormant state, you gain the following benefits. The shield grants you +1 bonus to AC. While you are wielding the shield, you gain an advantage on ability checks against being grappled and to shove creatures. Oh.
That's neat.
Nifty.
Is that +1 AC on top of the normal +2 AC?
It's a +1 shield.
Oh. Okay. How do I
Standard
equip
+2
this thing?
from being a...
So
You have to click
where-
active and then you have to go to attunement.
unequip the normal shield, equip the shield, and attune the shield. Why do I have an advantage on everything right now?
1 second.
Whoops.
Might be a little buggy. Hold a moment.
Yeah, I think advantage on everything is a bit beyond legendary.
A little.
Not much, just a smidgen, but a little bit beyond.
Oh, yeah, I might need to fix that. Do not worry about it. It's supposed to be on checks involving that. I think, yeah, I need to change that slightly. Oops.
I just refresh the page. It's like advantage, advantage, advantage. All of the things.
Yeah, I'll need to go fix that in post, but this is about where we're wrapping up.
Oh.
I think it should just be athletics.
To be
for
fair,
that.
it doesn't actually roll double unless I choose advantage. So in D&D
Yeah.
Beyond, so
Yeah, I just have to probably parse it better in the thing. So that's just something for me to edit. But yes, you are given that. You have been given the platinum scoot. And Olaman was like, "Well, you have what you've come for. Where will you be heading next?"
that's a good damn question. Where are we heading next? Does anyone have some business that they need to take care of?
I have
Should
suggestions if you would like to
probably.
listen.
Were you saying that as you or
Listening.
as the Minotaur?
Ooh, I'm getting a lot of breakup. Hold on just a sec.
No, that wasn't you.
I'm
That was...
getting that too.
Yay, rip Discord.
Both Dark and Dave were breaking up.
You're a little bit too Frici.
Give me a second.
Oh, yeah, I just noticed
right.
where that was going on.
Is everything good now?
Seems to be. Were you saying you had suggestions as the Minotaur or as the everyone?
Minotaur. Olaman has suggestions.
Dangerous.
I'd like to hear them.
I would definitely like to hear them, yeah.
I do know that in Rosona, the Bright Queen is looking for some aid. if you wish to head to the capital of Xhorhas. Otherwise, you may take yourselves down past the Ashkeeper Peaks through the Hem Basin, or you might see about going up the Emerald Gulch and returning over to the Graying Wildlands, if you wanted a more secure way back into the Empire.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I want to go to the capital.
I'm kind of leaning towards that third suggestion.
Going
I
through the
don't-
capital sounds interesting, but can be potentially dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe not.
If I remember correctly, the Queen is in particular seeking aid about a possible artifact from the Calamity.
There is that.
Why don't we try it? The worst that can
I
happen.
mean,
Well,
If this artifact is any bit as strong as this one, we might need it.
that is not wrong, yeah. If it is about as strong, it would be a lot of help.
But if she's looking for it, we would hardly be keeping it. It would be to.
It's possible she might let us keep it.
Maybe, I suppose.
I think it's worth the risk, honestly.
Okay, so we have the three choices ahead of us. We have the Royal Rumor, the Cold Coast, or the Wily Waterway. Where are we voting for?
That sounds like a series of unfortunate events. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I kind of want to say Wily Waterway, but let's do the Royal Rumor.
Vote for the
We should go to the capital then.
Well, let's go to the capital then. I don't have any identifying markers of like the Empire on me, do I?
Empire, no.
Okay, and can I still use this shield as a
Focus.
focus?
It does not bear... Well, hold up, I'm just thinking. Since it is technically a piece of the Platinum Dragon, it would technically count as a holy symbol for you.
Okay.
It does not bear the likeness of Bahamut on it. No, it fucking is Bahamut.
That works.
Essence of that. Yes, congratulations, you've grabbed your first vestige and you've told me about where you're going to be going next. I get to figure out the maps for that later.
Yay.
Good luck.
Yay, indeed. That'll be fun on its own right. But yes, available now. I will also publish at least the dormant version in the in our Shadowlights bit here. Other folks can read about this, but this is one of the vestiges for y'all. So it's going to be... His was about the most tame. The next one is going to be interesting. Not going to tell you which, but let's just say it's interesting.
Fun times.
So, Dark, wrap us up.
That sounds like a lot of effort. Right. Boop. So, that has been the thing for the last 3 hours or whatever it was. This will be up on YouTube on Friday afternoon at about 6 PM UK time. Same as, like, you know, all of the other times we put stuff on the internet. This should be back again next week. Where we will all go and get eaten by random shit in the wildlands of Xhorhas. Yay! At least we might not drown in a swamp. So that stuff, more of that stuff. Yeah, I think that covers like all of the everything. So